Hello everyone, Social Coach Michael Knight here, and today we'll be talking about the idea of being the exception and not letting made-up excuses in your head prevent you from taking action to try to achieve the things you want. For example, maybe there's a job you want, but you keep telling yourself in your head, oh, I don't know, this company, they only hire people from the top universities. I shouldn't even bother applying. They only hire people in this age range. I'm too young or I'm too old for them to ever consider me. Or perhaps there's a girl that you want to ask on a date and you're saying, oh, I can't ask her out. She only dates guys who are taller than me. She only dates guys who are younger than me. I'm too old. I shouldn't even try. And yeah, all else being equal, perhaps on average, all these things are true. But that shouldn't matter to you, because you should view yourself as the exception. The exception is a guy that a company is willing to overlook some shortcomings on his resume and his credentials and hire him anyway because they dislike his vibe. The exception is a guy that a girl who normally flakes on everyone actually puts into effort to meet on time. The exception is a guy who maybe he's not the smartest, not the most handsome, not the funniest, but still gets invited to all the parties because people like his company. Think of the average person. You don't want to be the average person. You want to be exceptional. The majority of Americans are overweight. You want to be the exception. The majority of Americans have very little financial savings and resources. You want to be the exception. The majority of people work jobs that they find either somewhat unfulfilling or totally unfulfilling. You want to be the exception. The majority of people fall into non-ideal relationships and stay in them because of scarcity mentality and fear of loneliness. You want to be the exception. And the majority of people don't possess the skills and knowledge plus the willpower necessary to really manifest their dreams and the life they really want to create. And again, you want to be the exception. And when it comes to taking advice, should you really be taking advice or criticism from some random person, or instead should you be listening to a person who has exceptional experience in a particular area? Don't focus on what you perceive to be your negatives, but instead focus on your positive attributes. Realize what you have no control over and you cannot change, but work to maximize and improve the things that you do have control over. Don't tell other people why you think you're not good enough to either have a certain job or to date them or be in a relationship. You showing that you have so little belief in yourself is often reason enough for them to dismiss you. Trying to convince another person that it's not a good idea to date or hire you is a ridiculous strategy. But psychologically, let's think about the reasons why a person or you might root against yourself. Perhaps because you fear of getting your hopes up and then having it not work out. Thus, you're doing it to prevent potential pain in the future from a potential rejection. But a lot of times, people also fear success. Since success and progress normally leads to one proceeding into unknown territory, and thus people afraid of the unknown or change would rather self-sabotage themselves and remain in their familiar comfort zone. Then they can at least hold on to the hope of that maybe someday they can get what they want, instead of being confronted with the hard fact in the moment that they tried and failed because they're not good enough. Reflect on your behaviors and actions and be willing to call yourself out when you notice inaction due to fear of failure or fear of success. What you should really fear is a lack of action and being stuck where you currently are for the rest of your life. Trying, failing, learning and growing, and then becoming successful is the formula to becoming an exceptional person. Most exceptional people have failed more times than another person has even tried. So if you're finally fed up with the status quo of your social life and you're looking to finally get this area of your life under control, well, I provide both in-person as well as online coaching, and links to more information can be found in the description below. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, ciao.